the Portland Culinary Podcast on Portland Culinary Radio. I'm Stephen Shelma, your host. I'm so excited today. We're going to be talking about La Ruta PDX, a 4-day celebration of all things related to the joy that is Spain. Do I have that about right?
Sounds good.
That's perfect.
All right, and we've got some phenomenal guests joining us. I've got John and Renee Gorham of Toro Brava fame, and Tanya Sidoncha, and you helped Toro Brava connect between Spain and Portland. And then you brought along a chef, which is phenomenal. I love chefs who make amazing food. Mikel Del Luis, welcome. So, Mikel, you're going to be a featured chef. You're collaborating. You excited to be involved?
Yeah, indeed. And I can also talk about all my colleagues as well in Spain. They are all really excited, and it's really important to see that they are making a sacrifice because they think that this festival deserves being like a part of it. And we are really excited. John and his team is putting together like an amazing congress, kind of focusing food and wine and showcasing the way that they understand the Spanish cuisine and how they tweak it to make it successful.
Perfect. Okay, so for those that don't know, what is La Ruta?
La Ruta is literally translates to the way, the path. And this is the festival is kind of a celebration of my 10 years of being in Portland and celebrating Spanish food with my Spanish restaurant Toro Bravo. And I want to give a thanks to all of the producers and the winemakers and the chefs that have influenced this restaurant over these 10 years.
And you've got the whole ball of wax. You've got movie, you've got art, you've got beverage, you've got food, everything.
Yeah, I mean, all of that. I think as a chef, we're kind of sponges for culture, and that's what feeds our art and our craft. And over these last 10 years, I've had 12 trips to Spain and a 13th one planned for this year. And each one of those trips brings back a little something, whether it's from the music I go hear, or the flamenco dances I've seen, or the food festivals or the congresses I've actually got to attend. It all influences what we do, and it also influences the products that we ask to be imported to Portland to share. And again, this is a celebration of all of that.
That sounds fantastic. So this is 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, July 13 through 16. And I love that you use Merck Tickets because it's super easy then. If they go to the Facebook page for La Ruta, they click on tickets, and you've got tickets for all the many wonderful different activities are right there for people to buy tickets.
That's right. We've also got a overarching VIP ticket where you can get access to every event as well as the after parties, which is where all the real fun happens. And a really great representation of the festival as a whole. Tickets are available kind of a la carte style as well. The lineup's really fantastic. The response has been amazing.
Yeah, I think we call that the VIP is the whole ball of wax experience. Yes. You get everything. Okay, so I'm just going to talk through this the schedule. Before I do, some people say there are 15 to 70 different culinary regions in Spain, and some people say those can be broken down into roughly 40-plus sub-regions, and I don't want to cover all of them, but what are some of the kind of regions that are going to be highlighted at La Ruta?
I think it's important to say we have like some regions like to highlight in this festival. We have Madrid, we have Catalonia, and we have Basque Country, El País Vasco, and those regions like Valencia as well. Those regions are important because Barcelona, for example, Catalonia has a good representation around the world. With Ferran Adrià is one of the top chefs around the world, is best restaurant in the world, like Bulli. And Jordi Parra is coming from El Bulli. He was part of his team, and he's going to be here to showcase the Catalonian like food. And we have Mikel De Luis, who is here today with us, representing Basque Country region. And Basque Country, like the guys who perform who make the cuisine in Basque Country, those are like the fathers of the modern cuisine in the world. I mean, they are recognized, renowned, like the best chefs in the world. And Mikel is here to showcase that kind of cuisine. We have Juanjo Canals from Madrid. He has two amazing restaurants, like Con Amor and Despecho, and he's coming to show how we're doing in Madrid. I'm from Madrid, so I have to say I'm very happy for him to come. We have Valencia. We have represent the region of Valencia with the star Michelin, like Manuel Alonso. Manuel Alonso is a huge chef in Spain. And well, Valencia is the region of Spain where they do paella. It's like kind of that region, so it's one of the dishes that is more known around like USA. So we have that chefs coming to like to.
He's even like putting together like a part of the part of the dish that he's also creating is based in like in a paella based at the bottom. I won't say anything else until it's published, but is
Going to be some amazing.
is
By
is
the way, did you
amazing.
know that there's a food cart in Portland as a paella?
No, I did not,
Oh
but I
yes, they
haven't.
do. It's quite funny amusing. Very, very good. Very good paella.
Portland has a food
Nice.
cart for everything, don't they?
They do. All right. So, John, if I heard Tanya correctly, you have a lot of chefs coming from all different regions of Spain. What did it feel like for them to say, yes, we will come be part of what you're doing?
Oh, it's such a great honor. You know, and on top of it, let's go into also we have 40 different, wine producers coming as well, and all of them said yes too. I mean, there's probably 10 different wine producers flying in from Spain just for this event, as well as these chefs. And so whenever you can see two communities come together and recognize each other and show a level of support like this, it's just this when magic happens in this industry.
There are also chefs coming from different parts of the United States. So it's putting together like all colleagues sharing knowledge, and I don't know, everybody understand the recipe them way. Nobody's gonna create anything. Everything is created already. When you start cooking and learning, and then you make your tweak, and then you adapt the recipe how you want to make it. That's it.
It's like an all-star game.
Yeah, 20, 30 years ago, it was all about the French and the cuisine. And Europe has recognized that Spain has climbed their way to the top of being the leader of the world's cuisine right now. And I think it's, for us, it was another way of saying, thank you for that and celebrating that here and helping people recognize the magic that's being produced in Spain right now.
Okay, now, John, you're making me chuckle. I just have to admit. So, I'm pretty passionate about Portland beer, so I say with a smile on my face that Portland is the best beer city in the world, and people from other cities kind of look at me, and so like maybe I've lost my mind a little bit. So you just said that Spain has risen to the top of the culinary world. I think you heard something like that, and some people would take umbrage with that. But what I love about that is you are incredibly passionate about the food being done there, and because at your heart you're a fan and you want to celebrate it. Is that right?
Yeah, it is it's absolutely right. And another thing that I love, I just was in Japan, Tokyo and Kyoto, and there's no doubt about it that they are also, on top of the cuisine. But there's something about Spain that not only is it about the food itself, but it's how they celebrate the food and life with it. And that's something special to Spain that no one else has.
I think there's a really strong connection between the lifestyle, like John mentioned, about the love of food and the love of dining out, the love of the tapas lifestyle. In Spain, it's very similar to Portland. We really enjoy the local and the produce. We enjoy where our food comes from, and we really like to connect with that. And that's a similarity between, I think, our two cultures.
And this festival is fantastic because people that have lived in Spain and that miss those food and that style, they're going to get a chance to be there. People that are simply fans of it, they get to experience it. I know for me, I spent some time in Sofia, Bulgaria, believe it or not, and I fell in love with the food there. And if there was like a Bulgarian thing I could go to, get authentic Bulgarian food, and get some real that would be just phenomenal. I want the real, Sofia sheep's milk feta cheese that's not like anywhere else, at least in my head. And so you're offering that same kind of experience for people that are passionate about and love all things related to Spanish cuisine.
Absolutely. One thing that's really important to note is that we're celebrating the diversity of Spanish food. Each region really represents its own flavor profile, its own type of cuisine, and you're going to get a sampling of all of those different regions during the festival.
Okay, so let's talk through some of the events. Renee, you keep us in line here. So festival premiere, that's actually a film screening which what I'm excited about is, yes, a great, amazing film, which we'll talk about. Well, we get snacks and drinks before and after.
Absolutely. This is the festival kickoff, and it's going to be a really fun, exciting event. Get dressed up and come down to the art museum and hang out with this incredible lineup of chefs, both Spanish, domestic, and local. We've got an amazing film being shown for the first time in the United States called Sol. It's featuring a Basque chef, Enrico Acha, and he actually travels to Japan to meet Hiro from Hiro Dreams of Sushi. You guys might be familiar with that. It was a big hit lately. And they really explore the world of haute cuisine together. The intention of the festival is really to help educate the Americans that there are so many different types of Spanish food. This isn't just about what you experienced on the Ramblas on your first trip to Barcelona. There's so much going on, and we want to share that with the public.
Okay, so with the cocktail hour before that, because this just kind of captivates, so we get cava, and then we're going to get some tapas. Do you know this guy, Michael Kessler? Is he any good?
Michael is an amazing chef, and what's great about Michael, what's really going to be special about this, is Michael has actually spent a lot of his life studying Japanese cuisine. So the fact that he's working for us now studying Spanish cuisine so heavily, and the fact that he's put so much of his life into Japanese cuisine just makes a perfect fit for doing the tapas before the film of this.
All of Michael's tapas before the film is going to be inspired by the movie itself, so you'll get a little bit of mix of Japanese influence on that, which you'll also see in the film. And then after the movie, we'll be celebrating with the chocolate that's actually being made by the chef, the star of the film. So we really kind of keep the connections and the hits coming there.
Okay, so for those who don't know, what is chocolate?
So chocolate is a Basque wine. It's slightly effervescent. It's made by a white grape called Honda Ruby Ziri.
Honda Ruby Ziri?
Honda Ruby Ziri. The red grape grown in the region is Honda Ruby Belza. And it's a really kind of bright, slightly effervescent, almost a sparkling wine. And it's almost briny. It's grown by the sea, and you can really taste that in the wine.
And this is kind of, cidra is a big deal. And so this is kind of cidra is like a cider.
Cider is made out of apples, not grapes. So, and the particularity, as he said, is that it's really close to the seaside. That they go basically into areas that is Vizcaya and Guipúzcoa, and they're all fighting each other. Vizcaico Chacolinha or Baquio Chacolinha against Guetaria Chacolinha. But they're all really amazing chocolates, and I'm happy that Toro Bravo is being able to bring that to the people and make them experience the difference between cider or sidra and chacolí or chacolinha. So I think that is amazing, and it's what he said, is food, wine, culture, chefs, learning from each other and sharing knowledge, basically.
The cider and the chocolate are really similar, and they actually complement each other very, very well. In fact, in a lot of cider houses in the Basque region, you'll find that they pour chocolate as well. They kind of compete against each other in a very friendly way.
But I suspect there's a lot of people here that don't even know about the chocolate exists.
Yeah, no, not at all. And a lot of people have a hard time with that TX being the cha.
Yeah.
So whenever in Basque, whenever you see that TX, it's cha. And so a lot of people have probably seen it and don't even know what we're talking about because they're missing the pronunciation.
It's really similar to Vinho Verde, which you might have heard of from Portugal. It's great all-day drinking wine.
Yeah, it's light. It's light alcohol and it's very light, so it really goes with hot weather day drinking.
I love hot. I like day drinking of any kind, but
So do the Spanish.
particularly hot weather. Okay, so that's Thursday night. People buy tickets. They get snacks before. They get snacks after, which sounds amazing.
There's also going to be those VIP tickets that I mentioned. There'll be a VIP area up in the sculpture garden outside of the film where the celebration is happening. We've also got Jarrett Foster from Tournant, and he's doing some special paellas for that in addition to Michael Kessler's dishes.
We just went to the Jarrett's secret dinner this last Friday, and it was just phenomenal. Jarrett's definitely one of our hidden gem chefs in town right now that's just really showcasing himself well and pushing the boundaries of kind of Portland cuisine and a lot of Spanish influence in his cooking.
Okay, and then Friday night on July 14th, you've got 5 dinners going on simultaneously. So I can't go to all 5. I have to pick one. But I can go to one of 5 different dinners and have an amazing experience.
Well, of course, I have to plug the Ordinete dinner that Chef Miquel de Luis
Okay,
is
say it again,
doing.
the Orda.
Ordinete, Javier Contreras' new restaurant, a Basque restaurant on Alberta. It's Ordinete, and he's going to be collaborating with Chef Miquel.
Are you excited? You look like you're about to explode with joy.
Yeah.
Are you excited to cook
That's
this
the
dinner?
point. I've been like emailing back and forth with this guy Javier Cantera, and he's like a teddy bear. You know what I mean? It's like a the sweetest guys in the world, and that makes everything easier. You know what I mean? And being Basque and trying to speak with me sometimes in Basque and all these kind of things that makes you like goofy. You know, like
Gets goosebumps.
yeah, yes, correct. So
I like goofy. I think that's. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
when he
replace
said
goosebumps.
that,
it's
he pointed to his arms.
My
and he,
daughter used to say that, Daddy, I'm goofy. In that way. But anyways, beside that, the good thing is that Toro Bravo has been no, has done like a perfect job, meaning that every single chef that is coming from Spain is in the same restaurant in Portland, focused in this type of cuisine. That's what makes this festival amazing. It's like the chef that is in Portland is working together with the chef that is coming from Spain and putting together like an amazing experience. You know what I mean? That is what we are trying to offer. I think so. You know what I mean?
so are you think? Do you have a little bit of synergy with the chef that you're going to be working with?
I have it. Actually, yeah.
It's awesome.
So one of the things, though, you can't go to every dinner that night, but if you get a VIP ticket, you get to go to the after party where all the chefs will be at. So there is an opportunity to get to hang out and have drinks with all the chefs afterwards.
That sounds amazing.
I've got to
dangerous.
I've got to mention the Park Avenue Wine Ambassador Dinner as well. It's a really exciting combination of kind of Toro Bravo alumni. We've got Josh Schofield, who now owns Pollo Bravo, and Casey Mills, or as we call him, Casey motherfucking Mills. Can I say that on the radio? You can edit that out if you want.
We'll work. It's good.
So Josh and Casey are collaborating with Alex Sordona, who's what we call a local food insider. He's our ambassador, our Spanish ambassador that night. Incredibly knowledgeable guy. He and John are actually going to start doing guided food tours through Spain coming in September. So yet another awesome collaboration that's come out of this festival.
Okay, so what are the 5 restaurants, Renee, that these dinners are happening at?
So, of course, we're hosting one at Toro Bravo. We're hosting one at Ordinete, Park Avenue Wines, as well as Canfont, which is the newest addition to Portland's Spanish food scene, and then also Bar Casa Valle. So it's a really fun lineup of very different locations. So depending on the type of experience you want to have, you can pick your restaurant, and you're sure to have an amazing dinner.
Well, here's the thing that I think is beautiful is that you're spreading love. And you could just say, oh, this is only Toro Bravo stuff and just everything just at your restaurant, which some people would do. No one in Portland would. That's just not how we do things. But you're involving your larger community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, I've always, as a chef, I've never looked at anything as competition that some chefs get in or other industries. I think that when you have if you want a thriving food scene in the city you grow in, you want to support everyone to have success. Because as that happens, it'll push everyone's boundaries. It'll get better product in. It'll get people more educated, so you can push your own cuisine. And so I really wanted to celebrate everybody who's contributing to this amazing Spanish food scene we have here in Portland.
That sounds good. Okay, and then throughout the entire time, you've got wine, cidre, and sherry seminars, so people can check those out and learn about those and figure those out. Tanya, do you like sherry? Is that a thing that's in your world?
Like the thing that
I like sherry.
Do you like sherry, Tanya?
Well, yeah, we like sherry in Spain. It's kind of the thing that we drink in Andalusia. It's part of the Andalusia culture, like the sherry. And yeah, it's nice to have it here. Like I have to say, like there is many things that I have to say that John, I've been working with him like for a year. And I have to say that he's bringing a lot of things from Spain from the beginning. It's amazing to see how he has bring our culture. Because I have to say that Spain is a country that there is many things to learn in the States about us. And there is many things that people is a little bit confused about our cuisine and our like beverage and our culture. And it's been amazing to see. I've been with John in Gastronomic. I've been traveling with him to Spain. I've been learning what the things he have done in Portland and the United States to bring our culture here. And it's amazing. I mean, there's many things to learn. And I think this festival is a great point to start like getting together these chefs and all these people who make wine and sherry and all these things that we have in Spain. And it's very difficult to get all these chefs together, even in Spain.
Yep.
So it's kind of an opportunity to see all these things.
One of the things that I think that a lot of Americans, especially who take the quick trip to Spain, or just study it from the outside, is that it is so regional that a lot of the beverages aren't enjoyed everywhere. You know, it's like when you're in Andalusia or Jerez, you drink sherry. If you're in Barcelona, you drink vermouth and you drink gin. If you're in Basque Country, you drink chocolate, you drink sidra. And a lot of times those aren't, you know, you'll find it if you look for it everywhere, but it's not what the cultures of those like micro, you know, food scenes or area, you know, are actually our regions are drinking. So it's all there. It's all done well. Everyone's celebrating it to an extent, but those regions all have their own culture.
You know, when we opened Toro Bravo 10 years ago, we could get about 3 different sherries locally. And I think that part of bringing more sherry in is that, well, you got to be able to sell it. And so educating the public about the diversity of sherry itself. This is not your grandmother's cream sherry. There's so much variety, and it's really a perfect beverage with food. Toro now has about 40 different sherries available, and some of them as old as 1920.
And it's been a lot about educating myself and our staff when those 3 sherries we got weren't very good. They were that we've got them, and so we would serve them in these little cordial glasses so you could stomach them down at the end of your meal. And that's what I saw sherry as. And as the great sherries came in, you know, it changed our glassware, the way we served them, the way we presented them, the amounts that we knew we could have. And so it's a continual education of ourselves. And again, that's bringing it all home. That's what we're hoping to do out of this festival.
Also, sherry is kind of a heat up and a firework. You can drink it at the beginning as a balsam to make your appetite like
Kind of an aperitif.
increase. Yes, you know what I mean, and fill it, and also make you, I don't know, make it smooth, no, and also you can go to the other side, the one that is getting close to the muscatel, no, the one that is gonna have the firework with the dessert, for example, after a dessert, you know, say, well, I don't want to go home, I still want to hang out here. I want to get this lady tonight. So that's the point, you know. It's part of the game, and then sherry makes
It is part
both
of the
things.
game.
Yes. Okay. But I like it that you're having these different seminars so people can learn about the Spanish wine and the Spanish sidra and learn about Spanish sherry, and it's way broader than people ever imagine. Okay, Saturday from 12 to 4 at Plaza del Toro, Feria and Trade Show.
This is really an exciting event to host. For the intention of the festival, like John talked about, was about celebrating his products. This is more traditionally you'd have an industry-driven trade show where chefs and restaurateurs and winemakers or wine buyers would come. This is an opportunity for the public to be included in an event like this, so you can really check out the products, check out the really cool equipment we've got, taste about 50 different wines. There's going to be beer, sherry, vermouth hour. We're doing a gin tonic competition with local bartenders, 2 heats. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then we've also got some art being shown. We've got a book reading by a really incredible author named Stephen Nightingale. He's going to be reading a bit from his book Renata, Pomegranate in God's Hands. We've got oil paintings of Asturias being shown. This is really an all-inclusive event to check out Spanish culture from the inside.
Yeah, we're also having a really special Japanese-style chef's knife being auctioned off by Carter Cutlery. Carter is probably one of the world's greatest knife makers right here in our backyard. And then this ties it all back. We haven't even talked about this yet since we started. All the proceeds of this event that are made out is going to Portland Kitchen. And this is a nonprofit that is serving underserved youth to teach them about food, nutrition, how to cook, and basically survival skills based on food.
It's a really great beneficiary. It has a lot of sense for us because education is such a huge motivation for the festival. What the Portland Kitchen does is it takes underprivileged youth, and it doesn't just help feed them or help get food on their tables. It helps teach them how to work in the industry, so that clearly benefits us all.
The reason why this was so close to me is I actually grew up in a kind of a really dysfunctional, crazy home. And it was the food industry that I feel like kind of saved my life and brought me out of really bad situation. And, it was the chefs that I learned when I was 14 and 15-year-olds that took me under their wings. It was the culinary programs I got involved in that gave me a skill and gave me a passion that got me, through my life at hard times. And I just felt a major connection the first time I read about Portland Kitchen.
So who should go to the trade show?
This isn't just for chefs. This isn't just for wine buyers. This is really a wonderful event that's open to the public. Of course, if you're in the industry and you want to see some new products, you want to taste some new wines, you want to meet some of these winemakers, it's definitely for you. But I think this is a really enjoyable event for everybody.
They're even putting together like a gin contest, you know what I mean? That like showcasing the best bartenders in the city, like going there to I don't know, to be part of the game and to get something and be the. Everybody wants to win, you know what I mean? And you can get upset or not. I'm not when I don't win, but there are a lot of people that they don't like to lose. So it's a challenge, you know what I mean? That they're like making so many.
So the gin and tonic competition will be happening during the trade show.
That's correct,
Yep.
yeah. Our number one rule in our home and in our company is to have fun, and so there's going to definitely be an element of fun in every event during the lineup.
This event too is for you if you if you've been to Spain and you've had connections of products and you want to know where to get them, who has them, where you can purchase them at, where's that wine that you fell in love with, where's that cheese you fell in love with, and all those folks will be there showing you and directing you where to get these products.
I was just talking to John like before meeting us together right now, and he was excited about being able to get amazing products right now that 10 years ago were impossible to get here, with a really, I don't know, amazing quality, and just being proud about it, you know what I mean, and excited, you know, and that's the main thing here. That's the game, you know what I mean, like being happy with what you do and showcase your inside, your soul, you know.
Okay, so then you've got La Ruta del Toro dinner. Is this dinner going to be any good?
This is the dinner of dinners, if you will. This is a dinner that, as a part of the inspiration for the festival, a series we did at Plaza del Toro, we called La Ruta del Toro, where we would pick a region and just dive into it with an all-sensory experience, food, music, beverages, a video kind of representing that region. So this is a part of the Ruta del Toro series. However, we're representing all of the regions of Spain, just like we are through the festival. So the entire lineup of featured guest chefs are going to be collaborating, and we're going to be hosting them at Plaza and hopefully hosting you as well. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
So you've got, if I'm understanding correctly, and correct me if I'm not, you've got 4 different chefs that will be in the kitchen, putting amazing stuff, including you, Mikel. Are you excited for this dinner?
Indeed,
Are you goosey? Are you goofy?
I'm goofy back again, yeah. But the point is that, for example, as you say before, my plate is not only Basque, has like 5 different regions involved in this plate, because it's what I experienced in all the different regions that I work for amazing chefs. You know what I mean? I can tell you a few. Martin Berasategui was my mentor. Anthony Bombacci was my mentor in the United States, and probably is one of the best chefs that I have never had in my life, and I missed it. I learned from some other people from my region as well, and it's sharing, you know what I mean? A plate at the end is how you understand the way you cook, basically.
So you got four chefs, not counting the dessert chef, and each chef is going to do a plate. And so I suspect knowing who else is going to be there and what it's about is just fueling your creativity. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, correct. The point is that the most amazing thing is that John's team and himself, they're gonna be helping us, putting all together, doing the mise en place.
So you'll have some pretty good sous chefs helping you.
Yeah, well, it's unusual, and we all love to do our work, you know what I mean? But there are so many things coming up that what they're trying to show the people is like it's a exciting process. They invite us to be part of La Ruta PDX. We are proud of it, and they want us to enjoy as well, not only cook and work hard. It's like I don't know, kind of thankful for being on the industry.
What were you going to say, John?
I was going to say this is a once in a lifetime dinner, and you know you're never going to get these chefs in a kitchen together like this, especially here in Portland. Again, and I think that like everyone needs, there's only 60 seats of this, and it's almost sold out already. But this is literally a once in a lifetime dinner, and on top of it, when my travels to Spain and getting into the kitchens there, this last year, we really focused on getting all of the equipment in Plaza del Toro that these chefs would want. So we're bringing all of the tools that's going to give them the most success to really bring out their cuisine while they're there too.
Awesome. You know what I want to do? I want to be a photographer taking pictures of these chefs in the kitchen. That sounds to me phenomenal, because I think the joy on your face, Mikkel, that night is going to be amazing. I see the joy now, and you're not even yet, not even in costume making it happen.
Well, you know what I was thinking right now? I was thinking about the jacket. They even customizes jackets for us. That is like, believe it or not, I've been in the industry for quite a bit, 21 years. And when people are well organized and do all these kind of things are going to be great. Everything's going to be in place. I guarantee you that.
I want a shot of all the chefs in their jackets. That would be beautiful.
We have to say, too, that there is an amazing pastry chef that is participating in this dinner,
Yes,
and it's
yeah.
Luis Moyano.
Yeah.
Luis Moyano is a pastry chef from Madrid, Spain, too, that he lives here in Portland now, and he's joining this lineup of chefs, amazing lineup of chefs to do all the desserts.
He's collaborated with my pastry chefs a few times, and what they produce together is magic.
And then you've got a winemaker who's going to be there from Spain.
Absolutely. We've got acoustic winery showing that that night, and that's definitely going to be a crowd pleaser. The lineup of chefs includes Manuel Alonso from Casa Manolo. We've got Jordi Pera from former El Bulli from Barcelona. We've got we've got Juanjo Canals from Conamor in Madrid, and then of course Mikel de Luis here at the table, Luis Murano, and then our team at Plaza. It's going to be a fantastic event. Mikel mentioned the chef jackets, and one of the ambassadors that we're welcoming is David Ramos, and he is just about the man of men in the culinary scene.
Yeah, as I said, we have to give a big shout out to David. David's become a very close friend of mine in the last year and a half, and just an amazing man.
His company Culinary is restaurant equipment. It's everything you need to own a restaurant. He's actually making these chef jackets for everybody. He's an amazing guy.
They call him a machine in Madrid. The guy never sleeps, never ever.
And then to kind of put the cherry on the top, you're going to have a classical Spanish guitarist. Ryan Walsh will be there to set the tone.
Absolutely.
So you'll get the sounds, you'll get the taste, the smells, the flavors.
Yep.
It's the whole package.
It's a trip to Spain with the cheapest ticket ever. You don't have to leave.
That's exactly right. When you put it in that perspective, that is exactly right. Okay, so then Saturday from 1 to 4 with VIP at noon, you've got Tastes of Spain. Sunday. Excuse me. Yeah, Sunday.
That's okay. Yeah, so this is going to be probably the most fun event of the festival. This is really a celebration of the Portland chefs. So we've got the visiting guest chefs being moderated on a panel. So it's going to be a great question and answer hosted by Luke Burbank from Livewire. That's happening while 17 local chefs from all different kinds of restaurants will be presenting bites that are inspired by their experience with Spanish food. So everyone from, Kachka to Biwa to Ordonete, Ox.
Yeah.
I mean, the lineup of local chefs is really a lot of fun. We've got flamenco dancing happening. We've got, Pepe Rafael, who's just really a fun host, going to be emceeing that day. So it's going to be just a packed afternoon of fun.
And so the guideline we gave, we have the 17 chefs presenting dishes that are there. The one thing we told them is we want them to bring their best and bring who they are. So the only guideline for them is to bring a dish that they could talk about how Spain inspired their cuisine. And that's when you really get the soul of a chef. We're not saying, hey, you got to do this region or you have to make this. We're saying, hey, bring where you are as a chef and how Spain inspired you to become a chef.
This is phenomenal.
I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting goofy. So just to clarify, when Mikel said that, he pointed to his arm and he was referring to goosebumps. And I think that is adorable and charming that you said that, and fantastic. And I love it that your daughter said that.
It's my feeling. So
Yeah, it was feeling it because you were passionate. You are so excited. I think this is why it's a good fit, because this comes out of your passion, John, for this cuisine, and not just the food, but the whole. What did you say, Renee? Tapas lifestyle. Is that what I heard you say?
Absolutely.
The tapas lifestyle, and you guys' love for that, and now you're taking that love and you're bringing it together and giving an opportunity to share it with all of us. I think it's fantastic.
we can be more thrilled to present this to Portland.
Okay, and here's what I'm excited about. This is, no, most people know what the word inaugural means. So when you do flyers, don't put inaugural on it. But in my head, my hope and conviction is first annual.
Yes.
So you're going to do this in San Antonio all again next year. Because
if we don't lose our minds or our shirts, then absolutely.
Neither will happen, and I will do my part to help bang the drum. But I think this is going to you're going to bring more people in. One of the things I love about the craft beer business is craft brewers do a really good job of taking the person that doesn't know anything about beer and helping them learn about it. And I think this first year may be the people that have been to Spain and love Spain, but I think as this grows over the next few years, you're going to be introducing people. They're going to fall in love with Spanish food at La Ruta.
Absolutely, and I'm really hoping to put Portland on the map even more so than it already is as an international culinary destination.
Okay.
I'm not a Facebook guy, and
Well, we can help you with that.
nah, I think that I pass.
It'll help you with your game.
Anyways, I was looking at it just and I went like 13,000 visits. I don't know. A big number, of visits right now. We're like looking for the Ruta PDX and I don't know, trying to find out if they can make it to have an amazing experience, culinary-wise and drinking-wise,
Yep.
Yeah, if you can't make it to Spain, Portland's pretty easy.
One thing that Tanya has worked with our team, and it's on our websites, is we have a travel site where we actually talk about our visits to Spain and the restaurants we love and the places we go. And it's really grown a lot. And I swear, I think at this point, there's not a week that goes by where someone isn't calling us up saying, hey, I'm going to Spain next week. And what should I do? Where should I go? And, like I said, this was, again, about bringing that home. And the people who don't have the opportunity to buy that plane ticket get the opportunity to get a major taste of that culture on this weekend. And and if any airline people out there are listening, this is also about a direct flight to Madrid, please.
We would love that. Barcelona would be fine too.
Yeah, Portland, Madrid would be awesome.
Okay, so we're about to eat some amazing Spanish cuisine that you brought along. But before we do that, so we've got the festival premiere that is Thursday. That's an amazing film, and we have snacks before and after. So that's something people can participate in. There's one of 5 dinners happening Friday night that they can have, and each dinner they've paired a local chef with a guest chef where there's good collaboration synergy. Right, Mikel? Yes?
Yes, indeed. And actually, I'm proud to be with Javier Canteras from Urdaneta. He's like a little teddy bear. You know what I mean? He's the cutest guy that you can imagine, a hard worker. I don't know, and being from Bilbao as well, the same city that I come from, and even his mom more excited that I'm there than him, makes a connection that I don't know, Toro Bravo made it possible, and not only me, every single chef that is coming from Spain is like matching another chef that is doing the same type of cuisine or similar here in Portland. So that's
and then don't
amazing.
forget, we've got a Spanish winemaker collaborating with the team at each dinner as well.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
And then I got the
Correct.
Feria trade show, Feria and trade show, so fair
Yep,
and trade
exactly.
show happening Saturday from noon to 4, and then Sunday is the Tastes of Spain.
That's it. We hope to see you all there.
Yes, everyone's going to Okay, so what have you brought? What are we going to be eating here?
So we brought a variety of conservas, and this is, I think, a really great, very approachable representation of simple Spanish food that will just blow your mind. Conservas, or tinned seafood, if you will, is nothing like the American canned tuna. This is seafood of almost every variety it is caught and canned at its peak, so you really get an amazing representation of the flavor of the sea. Today we've got anguilas, which are baby sea eels. We also have the melejones and escabeche, so that's canned mussels. And we've also brought some razor clams. You can do so much with conservas. They're amazing just on a little bit of bread. I love a little aioli with them. You can make them into tapas. This is a real Spanish treat. There's amazing champagnerias in Barcelona where they serve only canned fish and cava, and it's just about my perfect afternoon.
Okay, John, what is in front of you?
These are the mussels escabeche.
Mussels escabeche, and then should I have crackers or bread with those? Or neither?
Either. If you like it soft or crunchy, it's your choice.
Any suggestions, Renee?
I would go bread on the mussels, and I'd go cracker on the sea eels. They're these amazing, super delicate little treats. briny and just really fresh and delicate.
All right, so I'll taste one, and John, you tell us what this is and what it tastes like. You can grab your fork and have one too.
When we introduced conservas on the menu at Pollo Bravo, people were a little taken aback because, they can be a little bit pricey, but the quality is just phenomenal. We've also just added a conserva section to the menu at Toro Bravo, and it's amazing, even in that last year of introducing them to one market and then not getting the best response, a year later, people are freaking out about them.
And what is this again, John?
This is one of my favorites. This is mussels and basically like a pickle sauce, is what that would translate to. And so it's a pickled mussel, and this again, this is one of my favorites of all of them.
This is amazing.
Oh my gosh, so good.
This is phenomenal. And you said this in Cava.
Yeah,
Everything goes with guava.
or a single vermouth. You know what I mean? It's what she was saying. It's like a Saturday morning after going out the day prior and waking up at noon and saying, okay, I need a drink back again to balance and have like some mussels, some aperitivo, like the Italians will say. They will drink Aperol Spritz. We drink Chacolis, Sidra, Sherry, beer, or wine,
Okay, so what are those over there, John? That dish.
These are the angulos. So this
I'm
is
gonna make
the
one.
baby sea eels. These are very, very special. These are these are hard to get. They're very expensive. It doesn't take a lot to go a long way, and this particular product is a great way to try them with a group of people.
Actually, this is like a Christmas plate. You know what I mean? You all
Really
barely
special.
eat it in Christmas when it's more expensive. That is ridiculous. But the main thing of this plate to be that expensive is that it gotta be fish in rainy days, close to the river, to the sea, and with like kind of moving dirty water, because it's where the anguilla, that is the mother of the anguillas, gets out of the cave. So you have these fishermen like with lights, they're like risking their lives to get this thing. And Japanese actually, they love them. But 20 years ago, they were the king of the market in that because they bought everything from Spain. And in Spain was like $1,000 a kilo. $1,000
That's
a
phenomenal.
kilo is
I've never had anything like that. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's it's a restaurant everyone should go to when you go to Spain, just out of the historic respect. But Restaurant Botín in Madrid, it's the oldest restaurant in the world. This is they have two signature dishes, and one is the anguilas that they fry fresh there, and it's the suckling pig, and it's definitely it's a little tourist, but it's also I always pay my respects to the restaurants who can actually be around for 600 years.
So if you can't make it to Botin and you want to try conservas, there is Manuel's Conserva here in Portland. It's a really great little shop. He'll be represented, of course, at the festival, carving hams and offering his conservas at the trade show. And if you're interested in trying conservas, that is definitely the place to go and pick some up. He can give you the history and the flavor profile of all of these amazing little products. Don't judge the can, okay?
So the conserva, when you say conserva, it's this little tin. That's what you're referring to,
Exactly,
the little
exactly.
tin. And you when we first brought these out on the table, you said this is nothing like canned tuna.
Yeah.
And it is so far from a universe from that, it's not even close.
And a lot of the greatest restaurants in Spain now will actually have a conserva section on their menus. It's a lot of respect. You'll go in, you'll see a little area where they're all displayed, and it's a great starter. It's a great way to open a can up, get your meal going, get the appetite fed, and then go into your meal.
Okay, and Mikel has jumped ahead. What is this last conserva that you've brought? What's this one, John?
we call it in my region chipirón, or
Razor
also
crabs.
called little.
Oh, sorry. These
Yeah,
are
this
little
is-
little
this is,
calamari.
this is like chipirón, that's the baby squid, basically. That actually is,
All right, well, give me one. I'll have one.
yeah, actually is pretty neat because, like old school, my grandmother used to teach me just to fill it up with onion, the tentacles, and then put it in a skewer and cook it. It's basically a killer.
Yeah. So chipirons, one of our favorite places to get that in Spain is Pinocho inside the Boqueria. That's one of their signature dishes there, and they've always got the freshest chipirons there because they're in the market. And Robin Willis, who actually wrote the Pinocho cookbook, will actually be at the festival as well, talking about Pinocho. So
I have one already. Tanya brought me one to New York like a month ago. So thank you.
It's a really great book. John wrote the foreword. In the foreword, he actually calls Pinocho the center of his culinary universe. When we land in Barcelona, it is the very first stop.
It's often everyone's. A lot of people's first Spanish city is Barcelona, and if you land in Barcelona, where's the first place you go? You go to the Boqueria. What's the greatest restaurant in the Boqueria? Pinocho. So I say it is for a lot of tourists. It's the center of Spanish cuisine because it's where you first go and you get your first amazing food experience, and everything goes out from there. And
And
that
we're
is
lucky to have
that
them
is
at the
true.
festival.
Market to table. Farm to table food. Fishermen to table. All that food is coming out of that market. They're going shopping every day for what they're serving you.
So I got the baby squid. So what is the name of this dish again, John?
Chipirrones.
Chipirrones. So I'm having chipirrones on a Sunday morning with John Gorham. That's just, my life is happy. I'm good. And Tanya, what would be a good beverage, alcoholic beverage, to have with us?
With this, we love to have like vermouth, or we love to have beer. Like that's our thing. Like this is something that we do at home when we have a soccer game, watching all the family, or we get together. Conserva is the first thing you have in the table. So it's like before the meal, you have some conserva, some charcuterie, and you have it with bread and with beer or with, vermouth, and
Warming
that's
up.
our start.
Warming up.
To warm up, yeah.
There's a lot of low the way the Spanish society can drink all day. It's a lot of low proof drinks. Light beers. The vermouth. When you drink vermouth, you actually have spritzer water with it, and you actually water down your vermouth as you drink it, and you make a small glass of vermouth last like an hour. So you can drink all day because you're not really putting in a lot of alcohol. It's
And
about just going. Yeah.
You never drink without food. They are always hand in hand, and so that's the intention of the tapa. You always have a little bite with your.
And you
little
can drink
tiny
all
beer.
day because it's small plates.
Exactly.
You mean eat all day because it's small
Exactly.
plates.
Yep.
Fantastic.
In Spain, we have this thing that you go for tapas. Tapas for us is a culture. It's not like we sit down, perhaps, and just have. It's a culture. We go out, we have some tapas and a beer. We hang out with our friends first hour, we wake up in the weekend, and then we get, our mothers expect to be home for lunch. And when we get home, we just have a lot of tapas and we just have a lot of, drinks. So we're kind of, ready to not eat, but we have to. So tapas is kind of our culture, and we are always having tapas and having drinks at the same time. So it's kind of the thing we do at the same time. You have a drink, you have a tapa, and it's about the company too. It's about being with our friends, sharing with our families, and yeah, that's food for Spain.
But it's even a daily basis. You go to a place that you have breakfast every day and you have a pincho de tortilla and a coffee with milk. And you want this place to be there because it's your best day, the best part of the day because you are starting the day. And you go to this place or the other one that makes a different plate, no? Then lunch, the daily menu is the big deal in Spain, no? And you eat what is in the market that is fresh, that is seasonal, and it's affordable, no? And then dinner, you choose where you want to go, you know what I mean? So
It starts at about 10 o'clock. You siesta in the afternoon, tapas in the afternoon, lunch with your family, dinner at 10, you stay up till 4, you wake up at noon, you start it again.
Okay, and just to bring this full circle, they can have some of the enjoyment of the Spanish cuisine at La Ruta, PDX, but if they want to actually have the full experience, they can go with John this fall.
That's true. John's starting to do a culinary tour with our good friend Alex Sardona from Barcelona. His company is called Aubergine. We've sent dozens of people to him, and they're all just thrilled. So John wanted to take
So
them
we're
to the
going
next
to be
level.
we're going to be exploring Barcelona, the Basque region, and Rioja.
So I'll put links to that as well on this podcast. So that sounds fantastic. This will just be,
Thank
we'll just
you.
create a big funnel back and forth between Portland and Spain. You'll bring the food over. We'll eat it at La Ruta. We'll eat it at Torre Bravo, at all the places that you're celebrating. And then every year you can take people back with you, back to Spain.
That's the plan.
That's the goal.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's an honor, a huge honor to have you on the Culinary podcast.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best for your first annual because it's going to go well.
Absolutely.
I know it will. You've put the organization in because I know. Here's why I know it's going to work. Mikel told me.
well, that's the point. And
What you know what you told me to let me know it was going to work? Here's what you told me that was the secret.
Buffet?
Nope. Chef jackets.
chef jackets.
Someone that takes that level of care to care for a chef's heart and do that, that's what's going to make this event. That level of intentionality is how I put on lots of events. That level of intentionality and heart and care, that's why I know it's going to work.
John's famous saying is routine maintenance is the only defense against the onslaught of chaos. And that is how we operate our business. We don't do anything halfway. As you can tell, this lineup is full bore ahead, and so is the planning.
I've been trained in a army kitchen, so that makes you learn. You know what I mean? And appreciate small things. You know,
Yep.
small things come in a silver plate always, guarantee.
Yep. All right, well, each of you, thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you.
Thank you.
Tanya,
Thank you.
Mikel, John, Renee.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, everyone.